Safe, reliable power to our homes is a standard that we've come to expect, but there is the occasional anomaly that can disrupt the flow, and those are power surges. We're here with Alex Murray from Ken's Electric to give us more perspective on power surges and the steps we can take to prepare and protect. And Alex, thanks for sharing your information with us. And let's first start by defining what's a power surge.
Yeah, so a power surge is basically just a rise in voltage to your home, usually caused by some sort of issue with the equipment delivering power to your house, or very commonly lightning strike.
But surges happen, right? And we have to prepare for them.
Yep, absolutely. Yep, they're a very common issue, especially around the Midwest with all the lightning and thunderstorms that we do have. So.
Now, we often, our lights might flicker, and we'll see that our electronics have a little flicker. Is there a threshold that it gets to that we call it a power surge?
Yeah, so when the lights are just flickering and you're noticing, dimming of your lights in the house, it's usually caused by something kind of internal in the home, whether it be HVAC equipment turning on and off, like an air conditioner or something turning on and off, or a compressor in your garage or something turning on and off. That can just cause a voltage fluctuation. A surge is actually when that voltage goes high enough that it actually causes issues with appliances. Usually that threshold is around 150 to 160 volts, being that the standard voltage in your home should be closer to that 115 to 120 area.
Now, they could happen obviously when we're away. Would we know we've had a power surge if we're gone?
Yeah, sometimes you will, sometimes you won't. It kind of depends on how bad the power surge was. So, and it also depends on what was running or what was plugged in at the time. If you're gone, more than likely there's not a lot of stuff turned on or running, but you may come home and you may notice that you have a weird burning smell, or you actually physically notice some wires in your basement that are melted or something. Kind of depends on how severe it was. You may have a furnace that was running while you were gone and it took out the control board in the furnace, and that's where you would notice that you didn't have any heat. So.
We love our surge protectors, and we've got some in front of us here. And surge protectors are great because you can plug in multiple electronics and save energy, which is always a good thing. Let's talk about these different surge protectors and the methods that go with them.
Yeah, so we have a few different surge protectors here. From this end would be kind of your lower end surge protector. Still does the job, but you can pick that up at any hardware store. Then you start getting into the middle of the range surge protector. This will do a little bit better job of handling a little bit higher voltage spikes. And then you get something like this, which would be a little bit higher end, what you'd actually call like a power conditioner. This will actually help maintain even small little spikes in voltage or dips in voltage to really sensitive electronic equipment.
A little more expensive, but is it worth it if you have a number of computers or different electronics you want to protect?
Yep, absolutely. It basically just all comes down to what you're wanting to protect and how much you want to spend on it. Just like anything else, you kind of get what you pay for with something like that. So, like I said, the cheaper version may be better for if you're just plugging in a little monitor or something on your kitchen counter, or something like this might be. You might have 3 or 4 computers in a computer room, and you got a lot of money sunk into them, so you want to protect them.
And then you also have a whole house protector?
Yep, we also have a whole home surge protector. It's actually required by electrical code now for new homes or upgraded services. So basically any new service that's installed for a residential property, you need to have a surge protector that protects the whole house.
Now this could be at the meter or in the box?
Yep,
or?
A lot of new homes require disconnect outside, so sometimes they have space in there where you can snap this in right outside. Otherwise, it could be installed in your electrical panel inside your home. It would kind of go right in line with the rest of your breakers. You would notice it just because it's just a kind of a flat panel, and it would have a light indicating whether it's working or not.
Yeah, it says gonna have a green light, so you could look for that, right?
Yep, green light means that it's protecting the house, and then if there's no light, it means that the unit needs to be replaced because it may have taken a surge. So. And really need to have these. I mean, again, that protection for our homes. Right. Yes, it's very important, and there's a lot of manufacturers out there that manufacture HVAC equipment or certain electronics that actually require them to be installed ahead of their equipment in order to for them to honor their warranty.
Let's talk a little bit about generators. I know we've certainly in the upper Midwest have seen more with severe weather and people putting in generators to have in our homes.
Yep, absolutely. That's a really common thing. We install a lot of standby generators, and that is even a better reason to have a surge protector. Generators are great, but they just aren't quite as consistent as your utility grid. So they will have a little bit of fluctuation in voltage, and if something mechanically did go wrong with that generator, this would protect you from any voltage surge. So.
You'd want to definitely have that.
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
Here in the upper Midwest, Alex, we see severe weather and lightning. Preparing for that, if you know that there's going to be some severe weather in your home area, turn equipment off.
Yeah, absolutely. If you know that there's a storm coming, you know you're watching the news, it's getting closer. We know that there's a lot of lightning involved. I would certainly say unplug everything that is that you can unplug. The other thing would be is that you know if you had a TV or something that was hard to get to the plug, just leave the TV off. A lot of times we've noticed that appliances that aren't actually running while the surge occurs may not have any issues, but if it is actually on, sometimes the components inside of them just can't take it.
Alex, thanks for sharing that enlightening information with us. And if you'd like more information about protecting the sensitive equipment from surges in your home, visit our website at powerhousetv.com.